Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please ignore my hair. But today I'm actually going to be doing a 1920s flapper girl inspired look, and I'm incorporating it into my colour series, and I'm going to do the colour black. So yeah, my hair's like this because I like to curl it and then just kind of leave it, so to make sure I've got volume, I've pinned it up so I look a wee bit mental, but the look will come together. So if you want to see me turn myself into a flapper girl, then let's get started. Okay, so I'm first just going to start with my P. Louise base in shade 2, and I'm just going to prime my eyes. I've already done my eyebrows and I've also primed my skin, and I'm just going to blend this out. I'm just going to take my sponge, as I like to do, just to really pat it in. When you first put it on, it can look so stark and strange, so I feel like patting it in with a sponge, it takes off any excess product, but it also just helps to really blend it into the skin, so that when I put my foundation and stuff on, it can just blend easily into the product that's there. And I'm doing black, so I don't want it to be too, I don't want it to look too strange. I've actually not used this black base yet, so fingers crossed it goes well. I think I'm just going to go in with this. Got my new brush holders up here, so I'll need to get some brushes out of that. I'm just going to take a brush. It does have a slightly flatter side, but it is super fluffy, so I think I'm going to use this, and I think what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to put some just on my lid here. I don't really know how much to take, so I'll just take that and just tap this in. I know that people use this as like eyeliner, as eyeshadow base, and all those different things. I think people use it in their waterlines as well, instead of like a black kohl pencil. It's lightening up a little bit because obviously I have that base underneath, but I have quite a lot of veins and stuff in my eyes, so I wanted to use that one first, just to cover up everything up here. And then with the fluffy side, I'm just going to tip my brush and just slightly blend that out, just so it gets rid of any harsh line. I think I am just going to go on with eyeshadow before this sets down. I'm just going to take the Carnival XL Pro palette, and I'm just going to take a little bit of Intuition down here. I'm just going to take a small brush. I don't want to do too much, but just where the edge of this base is, just blend it right on the edge. Little circular motions. Sorry, I can't zoom in, I've got a new phone and it won't let me zoom in, so I really do apologise. Just taking a little bit at a time. These type of looks where you add these kind of liquid eyeshadows over the top, they really are quite simple, but it's just making sure that you've got everything blended and you're happy with the way it looks, and then you go in with the liquid eyeshadow and you're done. Right, I'm not going to take any more product up, and I'm just going to blend that a little bit further out, just to make sure it's nice and blended. Okay, and just to warm it up slightly, I'm going to take this shade called Basic, just right here, just on a nice fluffy brush. It's not too big. And again, blending on top of the eyeshadow that's there and then slightly above, so you're kind of half on it and half above it. Little circular motions. Just want to get this nice and blended. I'm going to go back with the last brush just to help to blend that together. I really love to do just circular motions. I feel like it really helps to blend everything together. I'm just going back in with this basic shade just till I'm happy with the blend. I thought I'd use the basic shade just because it is obviously quite a cool toned eye, and this just adds a little bit of warmth. Just a little bit. And now I've got nothing on my brush. When you kind of worked it off and you've got nothing on your brush, that's when you can really take it out, and then it just helps to really blend it around the eye. Right, I'm just going to catch up this other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's the other eye caught up, and I think I'm actually just going to go straight in with this. So this is the Stila Shimmer and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow in Vivid Labradorite. I'm not really sure how to say that. I'm just going to take the product straight from the brush and just pat it on. Focusing it down the bottom. This one doesn't seem to have as much shimmer as the other one. And I'm just applying a little bit at a time. And I'm just going back in with this brush because it is quite fluffy, just to diffuse it and to help it blend into that darker eyeshadow. So I'm just taking it up just to kind of where that darker eyeshadow is. Not covering it all, just kind of just up to where I put it, just so that it can have a nice gradation between this colour, the darker brown, and then the warmer light brown. Just tapping it just to help it really blend in. I'm just going to take the fluffy brush just to blend the edges. Okay, I'm just going to let that dry and I'll do the same on this eye. Okay, and now it's dried in, I'm just going to take the NYX glitter liner in Glam Rock. It's just a nice silver one. Sometimes this can pick up the eyeshadow underneath, so that's why I let it dry, but if it does again, then I'll just go in with the liquid eyeshadow again. I'm just going to pat some of this all over. Just try and spread it out a bit. And I'm just going to go back in with this brush just to tap it in. Didn't seem to pick it up that time, I think, because I let it dry. Just going to add a little bit more. Just want a nice even layer. Okay, so I just wanted to add a little bit of eyeliner just on my eyelid, and I'm going to use the NYX Professional Epic Ink Liner. This is just for when I put my eyelashes on, just so that the eyelashes blend in. Just like so. I just want it along the lash band. Okay, so I'm just going to go and apply my lashes and then I'll be back to do the rest of the face. This eyelash is still drying. I'm going to put a little bit of this on. This is the Tan Tone Skin Idol with Jamie Genevieve. If you're wondering what lashes I'm using, they are the new Tati lashes with Jamie Genevieve and Tati and TL Jamie 2, and they're so nice. Such good quality Tati lashes. I knew that I would love them. Okay, I'm just going to go out on my foundation. This is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-Hour Matte Cover in Golden Sand. Nice matte cover. I don't know if it's going to be dark enough, so I'm going to put in a pump of my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear in Vanuatu. It's a bit light, but that's fine. And I just like to stamp it on. So evenly disperse product. And then I like to start out here and then blend in when I've got less product on my brush. And then take my slightly damp sponge just to tap over all of that, just to take off any excess product, make sure it's nice and pushed into the skin. So you can see that I do have a bit of glow because I put that Skin Idol on first. Okay, and I'm going to take my NARS concealer. This is in the shade Custard. This is actually a new one because I've just finished my other one. I love this concealer so much. Just to cover any redness that might be coming through. Those foundations are quite good coverage, but sometimes I have just a little bit of redness coming through, and I also just like to highlight the centre of my face. So I just like to let the concealer sit for a couple of seconds just to slightly dry down. I feel like you get a little bit more coverage when you do that. So that's a really good tip if you have any spots or acne or anything like that. Just take a drink. And then so that the under eye concealer sits the longest, I'm going to do it everywhere else first and leave that to last. You don't want to leave it too long, otherwise it can be a little bit harder to blend out. Okay, and I'm going to go in with my liquid bronzer. This is the Huda Beauty Tantour in Light. This. And I like to take my little Dress Up face paint brush, I can't talk today, and I just like to stamp it on, give myself some cheekbones that I don't naturally have, and just tap it, and it blends out so easily. You don't really need to do a whole lot. I just do it in this kind of triangle shape right here, just to really lift the face, I like to put some here, which helps to blend the eyeshadow, which I'll do. Let's do the same on this side. A little bit around the head. Blend into this little bit I put here. A little bit down the sides of the nose. You could use a smaller brush for this, but I'm just too lazy for that. Just a little bit on the bottom, teensy bit under the bottom lip, just to make it look a little bit bigger, and then try and disguise some of this double chin. And then you can just go back with the foundation brush, and I just like to tap around it, so it doesn't take away any of the colour that we've just put on, but just helps to blend the edges on the nose. If you mess up, just tap over with your foundation brush and you're good to go. I'm going to take, this is actually new, this is the Fenty cream blush in Petal Poppin', and I'm just going to take this kind of dense brush, just tap in, tap it on. It blends really easily, so you can put quite a lot, you can put quite a lot on, and then it just kind of blends off. And I like to keep my brush up here just to help lift the face. Put a little bit on the nose. And I know I'm meant to be doing a 1920s inspired look, but this is not accurate. That's not really the look I was going for. But I do have a costume, and I have dark eyes, and I'll have hair, so that is where the 1920s part comes into it. What I think I might do is take a little bit more of this black base, just a little bit, put some on my hand, and just tap my brush in, and just apply some, just really close to my lash line. Like so. Nothing too dramatic. I'm going to take the darker brown on a little pencil brush, just blend that out, and also to set it as well so that it doesn't move. Before I finish the under eyes, I'm going to take the Fenty Beauty, also new, same as the blush. I cannot talk today, I apologise. And this is the Pro Filter powder in butter. This is just the wee mini version because I wanted to make sure I liked it, and it's just a nice light shade. Should be nice and brightening underneath my eyes. So make sure there's no creasing. I'm going to tap over with my sponge just to make sure everything's nice and blended. Scented, this powder, but it actually smells quite nice. But it is quite strong. And there we go, that's what I'm going to do for setting. And now that I've set my under eyes, I'm going to take my fluffy brush and the lighter brown called Basic and just blend that under just so that it matches the top. Okay, so I'm going to take a highlight, and this is the Becca highlight in Opal. This looks like so. Take my highlight brush. I'm going to take a little tiny brush and just put it. I just realised I'm using gold and silver glitter. Oh well, done it now. I forgot that I was using silver glitter when I picked this highlighter. Oh well. And just put a little bit on my nose. Okay, and then I'm going to take my favourite bronzer, which is the Bare Minerals Endless Summer Bronzer in Warmth. If you watched any of my other videos, you're probably sick of seeing this, but I love it so much. Especially when I've got a tan. And I'm just going to set my face before I do my blush. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. To make sure my makeup really stays on. Fan myself. And then I just like to go with my sponge and tap over mostly the highlight. I feel like it helps it really set into the skin. And it adds a little bit of glow back to the face. See, this is what I mean. I'm wearing a matte foundation. I've powdered my face, but I still have a glow because I just kind of manipulated it a little bit. Okay, my face is still a little bit wet, so I'm just going to put a little bit of blush on. I feel like blush is the first thing that disappears. You can still see a little bit of the cream blush, but it's definitely not as intense as when I put it on. I'm going to take the Nip and Fab blusher palette. I'm going to take this shade here. And I'm going to apply what looks like a lot, but it will fade and it'll be fine. I don't know why blusher is always the first thing to fade. I'm just going to add a little bit of clear brow gel. This is the NYX Control Freak brow gel. It's all I've done to my brows is just add a little bit of brow pencil before I started my makeup today. Nice and natural and fluffy, not 1920s at all, but it's okay, it's okay. I'm going to put a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes. Okay, I haven't decided on a lip yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fix my hair, get in my costume, and then I'll put my lip on once I'm all ready and I can see what I want to do. Okay. And I'm back. I'm not really sure about the hairpiece, but this is the way they wore it. I've got my gloves. I also have my cigarette thing. Okay, so lips. I think I'm going to use red. This is the Jeffree Star and Manny lipstick. And I'm shook it's kind of like a pinky red. Don't really want to go too red. I'm going to take the NYX lip pencil in nude truffle. I need to take my glove off for this so that I can tap it with my finger. Sorry if you can hear my mum in the background, but it's just a more natural type of red. And just blend it with the brown lip liner a little bit. This is actually a really nice shade. There we go, I think that ties the look in together. I'm just going to add a little bit of gloss. I'm just going to add the iconic London Nearly Nude Gloss. I'm not adding too much because I don't really want the colour, just the glossiness. Because I've got dry lips, I like to have some sort of gloss going on. And this one definitely is my favourite. And yes, I think this is the finished look. Let me put my sleeve back on. Well, here is the finished look. I really like the eyes, so I've used black, but I feel like it's quite a wearable black. And here is my take on Flapper Girl. Really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to do more ones like this where I actually transform, then let me know. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. Leave any comments down below, and please also hit that subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!